And accordingly, the guys have joined me on Headbangers Ball to talk about their 5th and new album. Welcome to the 2 days. Nice to see you again.
You too.
Now, as I said, the album is called Countdown to Extinction, and as the title suggests, there's a theme of the demise of society and ultimately of mankind. Did you draw your inspiration from the past, present or future, or perhaps all three?
It's more the present right now. Looking at the way society's deteriorating, people are just using up all our natural resources, and there's only so much to go around, and the song's about life, you know, the different species of life form being exterminated, and that's everything from vegetation to animals, mammals, minerals, everything is dying. And the fact is, you know, we've only got a little bit of time here, and to try and kill things while we're here isn't really cool. The song itself is Countdown to Extinction is about men going hunting animals and not actually tracking them. They buy them in a cage, they take them out in a field, they drug them and shoot them, and that's their big trophy. So they look like a man, but all they, you know, the only person that knows any different is the guy that sold him the cat.
Yeah, that's absolutely dreadful.
And it's a true story too.
I know, I've seen documentaries about that. What pleasure can there be in just attacking an animal like that when it doesn't stand a chance? I mean,
the pleasure is in the trophy, though. That's the thing about it, is
yeah.
it's all in the trophy. You know, as we recorded that song when we were still in the studio mixing it, that whole thing broke out in L.A. because our whole thing on that song Countdown to Extinction was, in the end, man kills man. You know, man will be hunting man, and obviously we're self-destructing here anyway. And as that was going down, you know, as we were recording it, that whole incident broke out in L.A. and it was kind of like, pff, there you go.
Exactly. And also the Earth Summit on as we speak. So very, very timely. Did you have a crystal ball?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Better to write about it before it happens and then go, see, there you go, it happened, instead of, like, you know, waiting for things to happen and then writing about it after the fact, and everybody knows about it anyway.
It's a lot easier to look back to history too, to write about stuff, and sure, you can be profound, but it's better to be prophetic. You know, when you're looking forward and you're making guesses, some of them can be pretty far-fetched, but for the most part, we're pretty accurate. And, you know, realistically, all you have to do is just have a functioning brain, and you can see what direction the world's going into, so it's not really that difficult to look prophetic, I mean, unless you're a complete moron.
True. Now, Dave Mustaine, you've recently become a father, and I wondered if that had changed your perspective on some of the issues broached on the album, considering that your son is going to be growing up in a world that has been practically destroyed by this generation. Has that had a big impact on you?
I think the most impact it's had, having a son right now, has made me really grateful to be part of this organization with this, you know, this group, and the fact that, you know, we've really been blessed by our following, and the people that buy our records and listen to our music, come to our shows and buy our t-shirts, because they're the ones that are helping me continue to deliver, you know, what they like. You know, they like our music, and I like to eat food once in a while, so I mean, I get the bills paid, and having a son, I have to take care of this, and I realize how important it is to have a job. You know, and I'm really grateful that I have such a great job with such, you know, pleasant people to be around. Not that they're always pleasant, but, you know.
Well, you must think that he has a future in this world, so there must be
Not in
some,
the music business, no.
No, I mean the world.
I'll hurt him if he gets
all
into
the
music.
Environmental issues and stuff. So there must be hope somewhere.
I think so. You know what? And if worse comes to worse, people are moving towards outer space, so I'm not really too concerned with the way things are going right now. As long as my relationship with him and his mother is really good, you know. I think in our existence, in our lifetime, things aren't going to get righted. You know, I think there's going to be some improvements made, but there's not going to be any global healing taking place, because it'll take generations to undo what's happened. You know, what happened in L.A., Reaganomics was the gasoline, and that verdict was the match. That's what happened, you know.
Okay. I mean, do you see yourselves as spokespeople? Do you feel that you have any answers to those problems, or do you think your music or lyrics can change anything for the better?
You know, it's not so much like we have the answers, and it's not even like we have any responsibility towards it, you know, just because, like, we're in a position that we get seen by a lot of people and people hear our music. It's not like we have the responsibility. The only responsibility is for anybody who wants to do anything about those things, you know. But, you know, it's just much cooler to, like, write about more topical type songs rather than, you know, so some bands choose to just write about things to, like, escape that, and that's cool, you know, for them, but for us, it's like we kind of like try to spark the imagination a little bit more. You know, like Dave said, sometimes it's just guessing. You know, we just take a topic, we guess at it, and those are usually the ones when people go, what in the hell are you guys writing about? That's usually the stuff that comes out. Holy Wars, Peace Sells But Who's Buying. Sometimes those are the songs that come out, and then all of a sudden after people diss us, kind of like going, what are you writing about? Then it's kind of like, oh, yeah, okay, I see. And then it kind of unfolds, and everybody can see what it meant, you know.
Well, we've got some music coming up now on Headbangers Ball. We are going to talk some more a little later on, and this is the debut video from Countdown to Extinction. Could you introduce it for us?
Symphony of Destruction.
A beautiful Scion Park, and it seems kind of at odds that we are talking about Countdown to Extinction. But anyway, I can understand definitely where you're coming from there. Now, Rust in Peace was written before Marty and Nick joined the band for Countdown to Extinction. Have you finally managed to create an album that reflects the input of all 4 members of the band?
Yeah, the all the material on Rust in Peace was pretty much, we went back into our files, and you know, Dave and I were pulling out riff tapes, and he was pulling out lyrics from a long time ago, just kind of like trying to complete everything, you know. So we pretty much had exhausted everything that we had, and for Countdown to Extinction, almost every bit of this, except for a couple of titles or a couple of riffs here and there, was all stuff that has been created within the last couple of years. Most of it started right after our last trip over here into the UK, when we went back to LA after playing at the Hammersmith, and that we went back and went in the studio with a little stint. And we did the song "Go to Hell" for the Bill and Ted movie, and that was what kind of got the ball rolling. That was the first song that all 4 of us had a contribution on, you know. And from there, it just kind of was like, yeah, this worked, this is cool. So it just went from there, and Nick started coming up with lyrics, and Marty came up with a lot of melodies, and Dave and I started writing more things together rather than me just coming in with things, you know. So that was like, rather than everybody just, you know, contributing, it was a little bit more of us being together in the same room, coming up with things, you know. We spent a lot of time in rehearsal rooms and demo studios on this record doing that.